good morning or good evening when you're watching this. Actually, it's morning here, and I am back in the Killarney National Park, and a nice pleasant one this morning. From car to location is merely a minute's, not even that, less than a minute's walk. And A, don't fall over. B, look at how beautiful it's looking. And C, I'm before sunrise, which is fantastic. So I'm just seeing this direction and it is looking good. There's some rocks to clamber over, just going up slightly. Scouted this out about 20 minutes ago when it was a bit darker, and now I can see. But here we go on location. Check it out, looking towards those mountains. Booyah. So a few things to catch up. Got the haircut, so like 8 or 9 months, something like that, getting a haircut. Whew. Definitely needed it. Oh, by the way, if you watched last week where I was up Torque Mountain, which is also in Killarney National Park, it's just behind me there. I believe it's that mountain there that's under the shroud of cloud at the moment, but I mean, even though that's under cloud, there is a beautiful smattering of cloud. Sunrise is coming up that way, so we should get some lovely colour in the sky this way. And also, when that sun rises from over there, boom, it's going to light up the tops of them mountains over in that direction, which would be very, very nice. But Killarney National Park down here in beautiful Southwest Island is just tremendous. Honestly, the greenery, the trees, the wildlife as well, the mountains, it's honestly got it all going on, as I'm sure you can see. Okay, you know what time it is, but before we do that, I just want to say that I'm thinking of changing things up a bit. I've been doing a challenge every week, which is fine, I've been enjoying it, but I think to really get the most out of the challenge, I'm gonna just do it for the whole month. And that means that not necessarily do I have to do it the day I spin the wheel, but I've got the rest of the month to really kind of have a go at it. I can do it at multiple locations. I could do it in different ways. I can do it more than once. And at the end of the month, I could choose my favourite one to really put forward as my, you know, my go at the challenge. And also it gives you guys a bit longer to have a go yourselves and to get in on the challenge on Instagram. You can use the hashtag, and I think it'd just be a bit easier on everyone and just have a bit more time to really do it. So I'll just do it for every calendar month. So this one today will be for the month of June. Yeah, so this will be going out on the very last day of May. So you've got the whole of June, and then in July, the beginning of July, we'll have a look at the entries and just see what you guys have come up with. So I think that's going to be more of a reasonable thing to do with the challenge, but let's get this challenge on the road. ICM, let's have a think about that one. So beautifully calm this morning. You can hear the birds, little waterfall over here. You can hear the water trickling down. You know, the water on the lock or the lake, however you want to call it. It's just so calm. There's no wind. Just beautiful, beautiful conditions. But one annoying thing, and I keep forgetting about them because I don't want to think about them, and those are the annoying midges. They just get my goat. They're not too bad at the moment, but I've had one or two like come at me, and that's enough to just start boiling your blood. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked by very tiny flying insects. Let's think about this composition that I've got set up. Now, this is not an ICM, but let's keep in mind I've got the whole of this month to do an ICM. So I'm going to go with this composition for now, do a classic landscapey shot, and then we'll think about ICM. So let me talk you through what I'm gonna do for this classic landscape shot. Yeah, shot. Yeah. This is why you need some good waterproof boots, because I'm kind of in the lock here. Yeah, so, well, what have we got going on? We've got some beautiful grass kind of growing through the edge of this lock here, leading in to the water. We've got this nice, lovely, big rock sticking out, and then our eye is heading off towards the mountains, the beautiful mountains. We've got this nice diagonal coming in this side with all the thick tree coverage. We've got more rocky outcrops over there. We've got some beautiful cloud. I'm just starting to see the pinky pinkiness, them pastel tones that I love in the sky around the mountains. So, these midges. So what I've got set up compositionally, portrait. I've got the 15mm Laowa lens. What am I, f11? Because I've got quite a depth of field going on, so I've got some really near foreground and then going straight off into infinity with the mountains in the background. So there's a lot to get in and sharp. So f11, ISO 50, and we're currently at 1 second. Midges. I'm going to take a shot now, but I think I need to wait a little bit longer to ideally when a bit of light is hitting the top of them mountains. I think that's going to be the perfect moment. So I just got to wait out with the midges. Oh, I've got to get out there for a minute. I don't know if you can see these things, but they really ruin a perfectly beautiful morning. Probably going to have to get one of them like nets, I think, because this is impossible. So I've changed a few things. I've added a few accessories. What I've done, I did put the polarizer filter on just to try it out, but I was thinking I wanted the reflections, and with the polarizer on, it really makes this area around the grass really dark, and I prefer it being a bit, you know, reflecting the light a bit brighter. Also, I put a 6-stop in to really slow down the water. I mean, it's barely moving, but it's just got enough ripples in it that just kind of, I don't know, kind of grates the eye a little bit. And now this is just nice and smooth because I'm getting 20-25 second exposures, and also put in a hard stop ND just to help bring down the sky because it's so bright compared to the foreground here. So that balances it out a lot better. Them midges, I've got it dialed in, so 25 seconds was too long. It made the water nice and smooth, but the clouds were too kind of stretched and obviously in slow motion. So I wanted to slow it down enough so that the water still has that really smooth effect, but the clouds don't look, you know, too fake. They look more real, more static. So to do that, I pumped up the ISO to 160, brought the shutter speed down to 10 seconds, and that seems pretty good, that combination. All I need now is the midges to go away and the sun to hit the tops of those mountains. That's all I want. Don't know if there's going to be much in the way of sunlight hitting their mountains. Too much cloud over here, blocking that sun from powering through. I mean, you never know. Still a very nice morning. And actually, just here, I'm out of the way of the midges, which is nice, so I might stay here a bit longer. Yeah. Also, other news, my brand new drone that I had a day, if that, before it broke, and because, you know, drones are so sensitive and they, you know, they need a lot of emotional support, otherwise they just break on you, which mine did. Obviously, too hard on it, too strict, need to be a lot softer, easygoing, more hugs for the DJI drone. Hugs for the DJI, I can't say it, DJI. Hugs for the DJI drone. There we go. So that's gonna need more hugs. It's in the hospital, the DJI hospital at the moment, and has been repaired, and it's for free, thankfully, and is whizzing its way back. So hopefully next week we shall be able to get some tremendous footage, but from the sky rather than on land, which will be lovely, won't it? Annoying thing about that whole drone being repaired is paid for postage. Like, I filled in the online "this needs repairing" form. They sent me through a thing to print off, put in the box with the address where to send it, and then the next day I packaged it up, went down to the post office, posted it. It cost more than you should pay because it should be free, and I was thinking, why? I would have thought I'd be sent like a sticker thing to print out for it to be sent off, but I'd not received anything, and this was the next day. And then later that afternoon, I get an email giving me a UPS free track delivery thing. Oh man, so annoying, so frustrating. So I wasted time and money. And I looked up, I was like searching, you know, should I be paying for this, or will, you know, you give me the free postage to repair it? Couldn't see anything, nothing in the instructions told me that I should be waiting for a thing to send it back with. But yeah, so there we go. Anyway, it's on its way back. I think I'll go take another picture. It's beautiful. This is awesome now. The sun is hitting the mountains. We've also got some beautiful kind of mist and cloud rolling over the edge of the mountain ridge there. Looking super good. I've taken a few shots. I think that's going to be as good as it gets. That light on the mountains in the background really kind of created a nice contrast between the mountains in front of it. Really created a layer. I'm going to have to get the long lens out and punch in there, I think, as well. Let's not overcomplicate this. We're going to ISO 50 f11. We're going 400mm, I think, right in there. I'll go a bit wider and then I'm going to crop in. Way overexposed, but histogram says it isn't. Got some real shadows and light. Awesome going on. Also over here, how good does that look? That is sweet. Let's go in even further. Oh, this is nice. Beautiful. Super nice. There's so much in the way of light and shapes. There's another one here. Get that in focus. Really nice. Let's go a bit tighter actually. That is nice. I think for all these shots you're going to have to watch Raw Wednesday to really break down what I've done. I think we're done with the classic shots. Let's try some ICM. Before the ICM, I'm gonna tidy up because I, rush. Yeah. Look after your filters and they'll look after you. Side note, I've got two blowers with me. This is a Nissi one, which is really good. Came with the filters. And then this is, oh, I'll put it up here. Rocket blower of some kind. But, I mean, it wasn't a cheap one, but really, really good. This has got a good amount of power, but this, oh, so much more power. Okay, I'm going tripodless handheld because ICM, well, what does that stand for? I had this problem before. Intentional camera movement, of course. I was thinking inconvenient? No, that doesn't sound right. So, intentional camera movement. So we're creating like a shaky, smooth, blurry effect. And to do that, handheld is really going to help. Going to slow the shutter speed down slightly, between half a second to second, it seems. I've had to compensate for the really high exposure by putting the aperture to as small as possible, in this case f/29 with this lens, and I'm zooming in all the way at 400mm, and I'm kind of pointing the camera at pockets of light. As far as I understand with the ICM, it's going to be light and colour that's really going to make the image work. So I'm pointing it at light, and then I'm going to combine that with some colour at some point. So we'll see how that goes. I'll experiment anyway. What I'm doing at the moment, I'm going for like a swirly movement, and because of the brightness of the sky, I'm having to do like a third of a second f/29 ISO 50 at 400mm, and I'm not really worrying about focusing, because as I discovered in the very first challenge where I had to do minimalism, that actually a blurry out of focus shot actually helps kind of enhance that look. Tell you what, there's a lot of bad shots. Let's try this direction now. That was quite nice. Instead of the circular motion, I did a dragging along the edge. Let's try that again. I'm going to go quicker. Let's keep working with this. Kind of like that. There's some nice contrast. So what I got over here, because of the mountains, there's layers of contrasting light. We've got really kind of the darker foreground mountain, and the midground's really bright, and then the one behind slightly darker again because it's slightly in the shade there. Plus we've got this cloud coming over, the blue sky above, the kind of dark brown and green of the mountains. So a lot of contrasting colours and light. Kind of working. Let's work it a bit more. This is so trial and error, by the way. So trial and error. So actually down in those clumps of grass that I was shooting earlier, right here, see we have a diagonal running through the light and then the shade, but then also these clumps of grass. So that's what I've kind of been aiming the camera at. Around here, and then kind of shaking it around this way, or maybe this way, or doing a circle, and then I can even unfocus it and do exposure like that, maybe without moving it. All depends on the length of the shutter speed, if it's in focus. What are we trying to achieve? I quite like that. 2 seconds at f/29, ISO 50, but I barely moved the camera. I was actually as if I was trying to shoot to to actually get it sharp. Okay, gonna call that a morning or an evening because you're watching after 7 p.m. Mondays 7 p.m. That's when the photography on location vlog comes out, by the way. And Raw Wednesday 7 p.m. that's when I will, in a very raw and unedited way, go through the pictures that I've taken, edit my favourites, kind of talk about them a bit, and go through any of the previous challenges that need to be done. So this week on Raw Wednesday we will be looking at, we'll be looking at macro photography. That was the challenge 2 weeks ago. This will be a lot simpler now. I'm just going down to one challenge a month. So the challenge for June is ICM intentional camera movements, give it a go. It's all about being creative, and through my little go at it this morning, I was looking at light, so dark and light contrast, colour, what else, shapes, and then again, trial and error, shake it around different shutter speeds, whether it's in focus or out of focus, give it a go. It's all about just being purely creative, just pure trial and error, just take as many pictures as possible, because that's what I did this morning, and we're going to have a look on Raw Wednesday at all them many shaky pictures, and we'll see which ones actually kind of look kind of nice. I think I found one. I reckon I got two kind of nice ones. That's a weird two, isn't it? I think I got two kind of nice ones. Yeah, so thanks for watching this week. Oh, and next week, not only should I have the drone, I might have another surprise as well, if it turns up in time. That's kind of gonna revolutionize my photography on location. Yeah, so you'll have to watch next week to find out what that it is, if it comes in time. But oh, and also drone shots as well. We'll be really like elevating what's going on next week. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the pictures. Here's the hashtag for this month's challenge, and have a go, enjoy. Oh, there's so much going on. I should have summarized better, but yeah. Ciao for now.